Hey guys, welcome to Holistic Mojo. I'm Sahara Lee, and today we are talking about some self-care, so body mojo. And we're going to talk about scrubs, dry brush, and buffing. So, why would we scrub, dry brush, or buff? What does this do for us? Well, aside from getting rid of some of our old dead skin so that our skin can breathe a little bit more easily, we can sweat, we can remove toxins a little bit more easily. It also increases blood flow to the tissue underneath that skin, helps smooth cellulite, and increases our circulation. So we get almost like sometimes when you're scrubbing, you'll get that breathless feeling, especially when you work around the kidneys. And that's because you're getting some cardiovascular benefit out of this. So it's really great to just get the blood moving, get the tissue moving, smooth out some cellulite, and definitely move kapha, direct vata, and calm pitta. So first option is our dry brush here. You can find these on Amazon or in health food stores, and you might want to start off in a health food store just so you can feel the brush itself. You don't want it to be too stiff. Oftentimes we think, oh, the stiffer the better, but in reality, we don't want to be ripping our skin off. So I go with like a medium kind of feel. And you're just going to be working in any paperwork that you ever get from me. It'll say hands to heart, feet to heart. So we want to move everything in because this torso area is where we are going to be processing any toxins. We're going to be processing lymph. So we want to get that lymphatic drainage moving in towards the torso. So we start at the hands and we're just dry brushing. We're just little this way. And you'll just go through your whole body. And you want your skin to turn a little bit pink and then move on to the next bit. Okay? So I do this right before I get in the shower, just get myself all dry brushed and then rinse off that dead skin once I get in the shower. Or that's what I used to do. Because these days I've pretty much become solamente about the salt scrub. So this is my salt scrub. It is a paste. It's a little thicker than it looks because I use a mixture of coconut oil and sesame because that's what's best for my constitution. So sesame is going to be warming. Coconut is going to be cooling. Added benefit of the coconut is that it will wash out of your towels and your clothes, whereas other oils will not. So essentially, in order to make this, I get myself a jar of some sort. This is my favorite gelato and also my favorite scrub container. And I fill it all the way up with salt. Now, you can get fancy. This is a little bit fancy, I'll be honest. It's not just salt. It is probably this much, like almost an inch of baking soda, and then almost an inch of colloidal oatmeal, which is just oatmeal that I ground up really well in my Vitamix, and then the rest of it is salt. I leave some space at the top because I'm going to need to stir. And then I pour in my oil. So if I'm working with coconut, obviously I need to melt it first and pour it in. So I kind of do a little bit of coconut, a little bit of sesame, stir it all together, and then get it to a really good consistency that I want. Now, what is that consistency? Good thing you asked. If I am more vata, meaning I'm more air and ether, I have some anxiety going on, a little bit of forgetfulness, my mind runs around a lot, I am going to want to err on the more oily side because I want to help ground my body and I don't want to have that action of leaving my body that can happen when something's a little bit too rough. So I want to create more calm. And if I was going to put some essential oils in here, I think this one is a rose patchouli. So this is a pint. And I probably put like 2 drops of rose and a drop of patchouli. You don't need much. So if you're on the more kapha side, meaning that you're feeling heavy, maybe a little sluggish, a little depressed, you're hanging on to emotions, you're hanging on to situations, you're going to want to go a little bit more on the salty side. So you get that invigoration happening. So that's kind of the two ends that you want to be on. So yeah, I put my oil in and I just all by eyeballing. Oil in, stir a little bit, see what the texture's at. Maybe I add more oil, stir, texture. Keep putting it in until I'm at the right texture for my body. And I get in the shower, I don't turn the water on. I immediately scrub everything down. Again, feet to heart, hands to heart, everything moving inwards, turn my skin pink, move on. And then once I am done, I rinse myself off and I don't use any soap. You don't need to use soap. You're clean. You've just scrubbed everything off of you that you could possibly be there. So no need to actually wash. You just rinse. I do my hair and then I pat myself dry. That being said, if you are like me and you're scrubbing every time you get in the shower, just know that your towel is going to eventually need to be thrown away. If you are only doing scrubs once a week or twice a week, then you can have a scrub towel and just know that that eventually will need to get thrown away. A great way to help get oil out of your clothes and of your sheets and of your towels is to add some baking soda into your wash, and that will help pull the oil out. But eventually you will smell it. It will just be rancid oil and it'll be time to put that away. So a thing that I found a few years ago is the buffer. Dun, 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 dun. This is my best friend. And if you've had body work with me, I might have actually used this on you. If you haven't had this used on you and you have had body work by me, I'm sincerely apologizing. Remind me next time because this is absolutely life-changing. And honestly, there will be nothing as fun as being in a hardware store and looking at the buffers and have someone ask you if they can help you picking out a buffer. And then when they ask what you're buffing, you tell them people. It's a conversation everybody should have. So I used Ryobi because it was the cheapest, honestly. And I didn't want it super big. This is a 6-inch. And I hear that you can get it cordless. And that is my next purchase because it's really a pain in the butt to do this on a client or even on myself with the cord everywhere. And you might think I'm crazy at this point, but trust me, it is amazing. So what's on here right now is the terry cloth cover. There's usually comes with like one terry cloth, one lamb's wool. Both of them work identical, honestly. This one probably gives me a little bit more exfoliating, but I'm not really concerned about the exfoliation. I'm looking for the tissue revitalization, and this is your best tissue revitalization-er. So how do I use this? I plug it in. I'm not going to plug it in right now because it's loud, but I essentially just start at my hands. I do the tops of my hands kind of flat, and then think flat is going to be less intense. So as you're starting out, you're probably going to go flat. But then as you do it more, you're going to be kind of on an angle, like 45-degree angle. And I just work up, maybe I will turn this on and show you guys. But yeah, you just work up your tissue. I go all the way around. I get all up in here, serratus. Ooh, this is like such an intense spot and needed on everybody. So get up in there. I do my breast tissue. I mean, you don't want to go over your nipples just because it can be a little bit uncomfortable, but you're not going to have any rashing or burning from this unless you just hold it on your skin for like 3 minutes at a really pressing hard. I think this will give out before you'll get like a rug burn. So, I mean, I do my breast tissue. Ladies, it is important that we are stimulating our breast tissue to get that lymph and circulation going so that we can keep our breast tissue really healthy. I do my whole body. So feet to heart, hands to heart. I can't get my back, but when someone's around, I ask them to get my back. I do my belly. Belly, you want to go clockwise. So from your right hip up towards your right rib cage, across to the left rib cage, and then down towards the left pelvis. Just kind of working, is that clockwise? Yeah, that's clockwise. So going in that clockwise motion, and it does produce some lovely poops, I will say that. And I do this once a day when I first wake up, and then I do Abhyanga. So I just cover myself in a nice oily goodness with some essential oils, and I massage it into my skin. This has alleviated so much pain for me as a body worker, just making sure that I'm getting this every single day. It jiggles all of my tissue. It breaks up scar tissue. It breaks up adhesions. It gets the blood flowing. It wakes up your muscles. I would suggest doing it twice a day if you can. And I'm just gonna plug it in real quick. I think I'm sitting in front of the plug. So you can see that it doesn't kill me. It's gonna be loud. It's fabulous on your neck. Just make sure your necklace and your hair is out of the way because it will grab hold. You can do it over your clothes as well. You can do your face. So it's pretty gentle, even though it's very efficient. Do it on your hands. Yeah, so this is my favorite thing. I highly suggest going out and getting yourself one of these. You will not be disappointed. And it's really fun if you've got kids, you can have them like buff your back and buff your legs. They get a kick out of it. You get a massage out of it. I mean, I don't really see any part of a losing situation there. So that is our kind of lymphatic drainage, circulation, excitement, skin, sloughing, happiness. So you've got dry brush option, salt scrub option, buffing option. I use all of them and I love all of them, and I hope that you do too. Enjoy.